Welcome back with us. While so many of us have been staying home, we're watching a lot of TV along the way, and one of the hottest binge options out there is the Netflix docuseries Tiger King.
As News 3's Tom Hawley explains, longtime Las Vegans might recognize a familiar face.
One of the central characters is reality TV producer Rick Kirkham, who's interviewed in an Oslo cafe drinking coffee and smoking cigarettes. Earlier in his career, he had been a reporter here at Channel 3. Before my time, I was doing radio traffic back then, and I met Rick when he was putting together a story about me.
Traffic reporter Tom Hawley takes to the sky each day at about the same time you and I head to and from work.
Kirkham had arrived here in 1985, and one of his very first stories was considered controversial for its time.
Owners say by the end of the year, they hope the casino and the hotel will be completely open for business, targeted primarily for the gay community.
Decades later, an HBO documentary would reveal that he had been addicted to crack cocaine while working here and later during his time at Inside Edition. But Kirkham always managed to turn in solid work.
It's estimated some $35 million was bet on the Super Bowl this year right here in Las Vegas.
He also covered his share of violent crime stories.
Hugh Perry was out on bail and still committing crimes.
Which, it could be argued, in some ways prepared him for the Tiger King.
Not every day that a zookeeper went to prison for murder for hire.
In his last months at News 3, Kirkham was an on-scene witness to history, reporting from a helicopter on one of the most frightening and unnerving events to rock Las Vegas, the deadly Pepcon blast of 1988.
Metro Police have set up a 5-mile restriction in the area of the explosion site. The reasoning there is that another explosion, the concussion from another explosion, could blow a helicopter right out of the air. But as you can see from even 5 miles away, the magnitude of this explosion site is awesome.
And 25 years later, he would work with the man who's been the buzz among COVID-19 quarantine TV watchers.
Tiger King stands accused of trying to have a woman killed.
I've been in contact with Rick, and he says memories of his time at Channel 3 are a bit fuzzy, but we still have all the tapes. Meanwhile, Rick does freelance production these days in his new home of Bodø, Norway. Tom Hawley, News 3.
People are moving closer and closer to the sports as the NFL has given the green light to teams to reopen their facilities. Now, teams still must be in accordance with local rules, and it's only for a limited number of staff, no coaches and players just yet, mainly to keep the competitive equity involved. So still crossing our fingers and waiting for it. Now, folks, we can't show you this video enough. Yes, the Raiders field over at Allegiant Stadium, it's been put in and we'll be all set. The grass looks lovely over there over at the Las Vegas Raiders Stadium for Allegiant Stadium for their opening game August 27th versus the Arizona Cardinals. Now, former UNLV star Javin White hopes he'll get his opportunity to play on that field in the silver and black, as White graduated from UNLV and was signed as an undrafted free agent by the Raiders. Jesse Merrick catches up with White to see how life has been in his first offseason as a pro.
It's all crazy, and the thing about it is that I won't have a UNLV logo on my chest. Now I have the Raiders on my chest, and I'm excited, just to be able to stay in Vegas.
Not only is he stoked he doesn't have to move, but Javin also told me playing for a team like the Raiders and the tradition they have is pretty cool. Something he said Coach Gruden powered home right out of the gates.
One of his lessons that he told us during our first rookie meeting is to know who our alumni are and to respect them. They put so much blood, sweat, and tears into this program or to this whole organization, right? That, we got to do it, not for just our teammates now, but just for the previous players too.
Speaking of those rookie meetings, obviously given the times, rookie minicamp has gone virtual. So while life as a Raiders rookie in Vegas may sound glamorous, it's actually more like what you've already seen out of this story.
Meeting rooms and more meeting rooms. Just literally, you're just on camera, just like how we are now, and just going over, formations, checks, all of that.
All this from his apartment. Let's just hope his neighbors aren't complaining as he tries to learn the new playbook.
You got to raise your voice a little bit, like you're on a football field, but it's more like, it's like what they would say, it's a real mental point right now, just trying to get everything, make sure you know the calls, make sure you know the formations, know everything. It's a real slow breakdown situation right now, just so when you go out on the field, you can play faster.
No doubt that'll go a long way as the former UNLV star tries to make the team come training camp. For News 3 Sports, I'm Jesse Merrick.
All right, Jesse, thank you very much. And folks, sad news for the 8th annual Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame induction weekend as the 2020 class has been pushed back and postponed until 2021. Champion boxers like Andre Ward, Fernando Vargas, and Bones Adams and others will still get their flowers. It'll just have to wait.
It's very disappointing for us, for the inductees, for the fans, but we have to be safe. You know, in the pandemic that we're in right now, we definitely don't want to risk, you know, our champions' health or the fans' health, nor do we want to compromise the integrity of the event. What we're proposing right now is we combine 2020 and 2021 in one induction ceremony. And what we'll do is we'll have an entire class of 2020 since that's announced, but our 2021 class will be a lot smaller.
And while we're waiting to see the legendary fighters, Top Rank announced that they'll be bringing fights back with current boxers. We're talking right here in Las Vegas on an MGM property somewhere. 2 fights a week beginning June 9th through July. Emory Dixon caught up with the mastermind behind Top Rank, Mr. Bob Arum, and we'll have more with him on Wednesday. And the Las Vegas Aces still making moves, even with their WNBA season in peril, bringing back 8-year veteran Carolyn Swords from the front office. Now, unfortunately, that means someone had to go, and the Aces made room by waiving 2 players, including their 2020 second-round draft pick, Lauren Manis. And more sad basketball news, especially for me, as Ice Cube and the Big Three canceled their 2020 season. Last season, 2 Las Vegas actually played in that league, C.J. Watson and Marcus Banks. It was supposed to be the league's 4th season with a new twist by lowering the age limit, one of them, to 22 years old, even allowing guys who weren't former NBA players to actually try out for the team. That means that Kevin and myself could have went out for the team, but yeah, they're not having that, Jim. So yeah, no, 22. No. You're not 22 years old, but you know, guys like us can play 3-on-3 maybe.